Welcome to Vinniesdayoff. Today we're looking at this folding knife from Lidl. Lidl is a German-owned supermarket. There's a Lidl in the town where I work. It's on my way home. There's plenty of parking and it's very convenient for me to run in, pick up some groceries. They have various special offers on sale every week, and this sometimes leads to impulse buying by yours truly. I saw this on sale for $4.91 and I said to myself, ho 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 Vinny, you've stopped buying cheap knives a long time ago. And I kept going. But then I swung around and went back for a second look, because I was curious. As Chris Osh said in the comments in my last video, you generally get your money's worth in Lidl. And I was curious about this and wanted to see if it was good or bad. Let's have a look. Now, I've been into this already. So let's see what we get for $4.91. So this is the sheath. Doesn't look too bad at all for the money, certainly. You could buy this, throw the knife, and you'd still be up on this deal. Because if you Google these for very basic looking nylon sheaths, you're talking about at least €6. So I think we're on a winner straight away. How about the knife? It's not a bad looking knife. Now it locks closed, which I find a little bit of a pain in the rear end. Every time I take it up, I go to open it, but you have to unlock it first. And it's a reasonably stout looking knife. Now hopefully you can see on the back of it here, there's kind of a raised spine and it's kind of half sharpened. Now if you asked me to design a knife and to pick out the worst possible thing I could build into it, I would put a narrow half sharpened spine right where it digs into your hand. I would reckon it's going to be a nuisance, but I don't know yet. I haven't used it, so we'll try that out. I have to say I've seen much worse. Is it sharp? Let's see. We don't expect too much for that money, eh? Not too bad, I suppose, maybe. Not atrocious, but not great. So I'm going to sharpen this up and we'll take it to the field and try it out, okay? See you in a little while. Okay, so I've given it a quick sharpen and a quick stropping, and it's cutting printer paper fairly well now. Maybe needs a little more work. Here's some willow, let's cut it, alright? We close it a moment. And this is a nuisance, I think. Oh, locking every time. Locking closed. Certainly not the best slicer you'll ever meet. It's a thickish blade. That's the thing with modern knives, they keep making the blades thicker and thicker for hard use, but it just makes them perform worse as slicers. Also this ridge here, I was suspecting it is, excuse my language, it's a complete bastard. If I'm keeping this will have to go. I'm going to grind it off. Let's finish this. So we've managed to cut this. It's a pretty thick, a reasonably thick piece of wood for a knife, I think. This is willow. Willow is pretty soft to cut, but it's not that soft. Also, I've had people make comments about cutting branches and killing trees, what have you. Cutting this willow will have as much effect on the willow as cutting your grass will on your lawn. It's a very, very hardy plant and it'll grow straight back, alright? People who make comments like that know nothing about the outdoors. Google the word coppicing and the word pollarding, alright? Okay, so we're back in my garage. I don't know if I gave you a proper look at this spine on the back of the knife. Hopefully not. I haven't a great view here, but hopefully the camera is picking it up. It's a dreadful idea. The knife is obviously designed by somebody who has no knowledge or experience of using a knife. It's a dreadful idea. Dig straight into your hand. As I say, nobody's going to buy this as an heirloom or a collector's piece. This is going to be a beater, I think. And I was speaking earlier about knives. This is an old CK knife. This is what I use as a beater. Its design is like the knives of old. You've got a very basic looking but rounded and comfortable handle. The steel is nothing special, but the blade is quite slim and it slices pretty well. This knife, on the other hand, is designed to appeal. It has all kinds of angles and shapes. This portion here is also quite sharp on the hand and not at all comfortable. I think we've forgotten a lot about making knives. They knew how to make knives in the old days. Comfortable handles, thin blades that slice very well. So I'm going to grind off this spine. I'm not advising you to do it. I don't know if it will make the knife weak or make the knife fail. Perhaps it will. But I can't tolerate this, so it's going to go. See you in a while. Alright guys, we're back outside. And it's a dark old day today. Hopefully you can see. But I've ground that off pretty smooth. As smooth as it can get. It's still... The metal is still raised up here. Still a bit narrow. It's not a comfortable handle. And you have to unlock every time you want to open it. Right, let's cut a little bit and see how we get on. Okay, it's just not a great slicer. It's a bit thick on the blade, methinks. But the handle is much more comfortable than it was. I was going to do some more cutting with this, but to be honest, I've seen enough of this. Let's go back home and have a chat. Before I wrap this up, guys, I want to give a shout out to a friend who has started a new channel. His name is Steve. The channel is Fading Margins. I'll have a link below. And it would be great if you could subscribe, give him some views and help out his channel. Here's a little taste of Fading Margins.
Valve closed. Lighter in hand. And there you have it. A little sketchy. That, by my estimate, is a 90-year-old Stout. To have a knife I couldn't carry on the street on a day-to-day basis, and that led to, as I think for a lot of blokes, a quest that goes on for years and years, and you're looking for that knife that will just sit in your pocket and be your companion, your one knife. G'day, welcome to Fading Margins. Today I want to do a extended reflection on camp stoves, on twig stoves if you like. I have here 4 different examples, and if you're quick you'll say, well, there's 6 stoves on the bench. Well, there's 2 different sizes of one and 2 different materials for the other, in stainless and in titanium.
So, the Lidl folding knife, what do we think of it? I think the handle is really uncomfortable. With that sharpened spine, it was absolutely dreadful to use. The blade is pretty thick and doesn't pass through very easily. Is it good or dreadful? I would say it's dreadful. There are much better knives for maybe just a little more. For instance, you double your money and you get an Opinel. Or you can get a Rough Rider. These I think I googled before I came out. They're roughly around 18 euros. Either of these will be a much better knife than this Lidl knife. Have I any use for such a thing? Yeah, I'm going to use it. I'm going to sharpen it up and I'll have it for the kayak. All it'll have to do there is cut some fishing line, maybe some twine, clean a few fish. It'll be well able for that. And if it falls overboard, who cares? I certainly won't. The little pouch I'm very happy with. I don't know if I trust it on the belt, but certainly for your pocket, if you have a nice knife that you want to keep from getting scratched up, it's a nice little pouch. Let's see what I have in it. Look at this beauty. This is a handmade knife by Michael May. Now I have been using this. It's not as it would be straight from the shop. I have been using it, alright. It's got Coca-Cola wood and it's got O1 tool steel for the blade. A knife, very nice little knife. And I have been using it. Review coming on this. I'm going to do something a little bit unusual, maybe, I hope. So we'll see this in the future, alright? As I say, it's not a great knife, but I will have some use for it. It's a nice little pouch. And I have to say, all in all, I reckon I got my money's worth. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope it's a help. Bye bye from Vinnie's Day Off.